Hey guys, come on in. Leave me a message so I know you're here. This is Lisa Tedder, also known as Tedder Bear Stamping, and I have fun cards to do today that are Christmas cards, and one just made me giggle, so I hope you guys like it too. The stamp sets that we're going to be using today are Be Jolly. See if you can see that better. And these are cute little Santas. And I've seen some cards with this cute little bird hauling the sleigh. I haven't done that one yet. Hey, Pat. And then for the sentiments, because I wanted to have another bigger one, I'm just using one from this one that's Christmas to Remember. So I'm hoping that you guys like these cards because I'm kind of tickled by them. Also, I am going to be using the DSP, the Designer Series paper from the Tidings of Christmas. And as you can tell, I've used this a lot. I have like 4 more packs because I love it so much. So hopefully you guys will like it too. Hey, Lola, glad you made it. All right, so let's get started on the first card. And we are going to be doing another fancy fold. And this is 4 1/4 by 11. And you score it at 5 1/2. And then I want to make sure that the score is right because it is much easier to check it now than to do it after. Hey, Gail. All right, so we have that, and then we're going to bring in my cutter and just cut off 3 inches off the front. So I'm going to stick this in there and just, I have a piece of DSP here that I used and I left it. Okay, so I'm just going to put it at the 3 inches and cut that off. So now we have a front. And the great thing about this is that I am going to use this whole piece as part of the front of this card so that it will not go to waste. So I'm going to put that aside for a second. Let's see what I have here. So I have cut the same, I have this one that's going to go on here because I think that is so pretty. And then I have 2 of these because I did not think that I should leave this naked. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, wow. Gail, I almost called you Avery. That you're home and it's early. That's awesome. All right. So I am going to go ahead and put these on the 2 flaps. And I'm using the Stampin' Seal Plus, and I love this stuff. It is the best. All right, let's see here. So I'm going to do that there and then put it on this part too. So far it's pretty simple. I like cards that look harder than they are. So for those that live local, I am going to be having my Christmas card class the first Monday in November. I'm pretty sure that that's the right date. Pat, I'm sure, will tell me otherwise. I have a piece of white that I'm going to be putting in here, but I went ahead and put it through a folder, and I wanted to show you the folder because this is really cool. I don't know that you guys know this yet, but this is a folder that leaves a little window, but it also is called a hybrid folder, which is really, really cool. This is called the Merriest Frames hybrid embossing folder, and the dies fit inside. So let me see. It's kind of hard to, nope, it goes this way. And this just kind of locks right into this right here. And then when you put it through the machine, it cuts it out too. But this time I did not cut it out. I just wanted to show you that that's pretty darn cool because I love having a hybrid. But I just embossed it. Let me put that aside. And I have that here. Now look at how pretty this paper is. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Okay, so that's just going to go right here on the inside. Simple. You just run it through the machine and you're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and use liquid glue because sometimes when you emboss it, it breaks down the fibers a little bit to where that adhesive doesn't do as well because it is so strong, it picks up the paper. Only when you emboss it though. So sometimes you just have to use the liquid. So we're going to do this and put it down and make sure that it's straight. All right. So then we're going to come in with this piece that we cut off the front, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I hope you all are doing well, and I'm excited to have my Christmas card class November 8th. So it's the second Monday. Excuse me. I knew Pat would know. That's why I pay her the big bucks. She's probably laughing because I don't pay her anything. She just comes and helps me. But we have fun. So now I am going to go ahead and I want this to be on here and it's going to cover this. And I am going to, what I like to do is turn it over and have it in the position I want it to be in. And then put my tape where I know it's going to be before this flap. And then when I turn it over and put it in the middle, it should be just right. Let's see. There we go. So if I turn it, look, no tape there. So that was perfect. And it covers up that kind of surprise right there. All right. So now let me I've got all this stuff in the way. I am going to go ahead and stamp my tree. And that comes out of this stamp set. And I'm going to use the Memento Black. If I know I had it here. I have the other ink. This is my nightly or my thing every week. Well, it must be on the other table. Hold on one second. Okay, got it. We were busy. All right, so I'm just going to ink this up with the Memento Black because we can color on Memento and have it not smear. Okay, and then let's put this away. I am going to go ahead and color this. Now, I am going to color the base with the shaded spruce, and I'm going to come in with the dark. Now, some people, Pat is one of them, does not like to start with dark. She likes to do the light first, but this is the way I've always done it, and for some reason it works for me. So I'm just going to bring in the dark and highlight where the artists have told me is a good spot. And then I'm just going to come in with the light and I kind of swirl over the dark to blend it. So I'm going to do that first. And the more you go over it, the less you will see the dark line. And then I want to kind of go around my ornaments. But you can tell that it does leave, well, these are called blends, and it kind of blends together, but it leaves that natural shading that is great. So let's just do this real quick. I love this color as a tree because it just makes it pop. And if I do my tree or the green first, then when I come in with the ornament color, hopefully it'll work. And I am on this card and the next card doing the same colors. So the next one I probably will not color because you'll just watch me once and then it'll be all good. All right, so I'm gonna come in and just go over those lines a little bit more where I have the dark. And hopefully you can tell that it is blending nicely. And then you just kind of move up if you want. It will dry and then you won't notice. All right. See how it looks darker on the bottom? I love that. All right, so for the ornaments, I am going to do, because my base is cherry cobbler. This is where it's going to be a little bit different for this one as of the other one, because I want to make sure, here we go, light cherry cobbler. This one has a cherry cobbler base, so I want to make sure I use cherry cobbler because they go together that way. Hey, Dottie, I'm glad that you are here. Thank you for reminding me to remind your friend. It's too bad that she is out and about today. Otherwise, she would have come. All right, and then I'm going to use the Balmy Blue because I think that's such a pretty color. And I want this to be a little bit softer colors. And then I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight. And all these and the measurements will be on my blog, tedderbearstamping.com. And on my original, I used a lot more colors, but I thought I would pare it down a little bit. So those are still listed on there, but I kind of wanted to have it not be so many this time. Now I'm going to use crumb cake on the base. Okay, now I don't know whether I cut this out. Oh, I did. So here we go. So we have that. Ta-da! And that is going to go on dimensionals and go here on the front. I'm just glad you guys are here. It really makes my day to see you guys here. So I'm going to use a couple of the minis to go on the side if I can find where I put them. I was using them today. Here they are. Nope, that's the big ones. Okay, so we'll just go with this. This is a great part of these, is that they come in, like when you cut it off, that the edges are still viable and they're smaller. I love blending. This is one of the things that I love doing. It makes me feel like I'm an artist, which I'm definitely not. And I just enjoy it. Okay, so this is going to go on the left side of the front. And you guys know that I like dimensionals because I don't like my things to sag. So that's why I put so much on. I could have gotten away with just having 3 on here, but you know, if I'm going to make it, I might as well make it the way I like it. All right. So that's going to go on here like this. And then I am going to bring in another piece of white. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Now, this is the one that I took from the other set that's May This Christmas. May this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. And I'm going to use the cherry cobbler. Goodness. Okay. I have it around, but I'm just going to use my marker because that works just as good or as well, works just as well. So if you can't afford to buy the ink pads, you could buy a set of the markers and just use them. They're awesome because everything coordinates. So you're not going away from what works. And I'm huffing on it because usually with, let me go sideways. Usually with markers, you want to huff on it just a little bit. Now I'm using the Label Me Lovely because I didn't want to die cut. And I am going to have this go sideways because I want it to go like this instead. So let's get that centered. Whoop. Now we have that. And again, I will be putting dimensionals on the back here, but first I want to put some tape, and I'm going to bring in this beautiful, oh my gosh, you guys, this is the most prettiest ribbon. And I am going to just weave it on the back. I love things that sparkle. I'm sure you guys know that about me. I do like my bling. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this. I can find where, there it is. It's under all my stuff over here, my ribbon scissors. Okay. So now we have that. You can kind of readjust it if you want. I think I'm going to make this just a tad bit longer on the bottom because I think that looks better. And then this is what's great about not putting everything on at the very beginning. There. Okay. Now we're going to put the dimensionals on because it will help hold this in place. And I always go over the edges because I want to make sure it stays. And that's going to go right over here on here. So I've been working all day, so things aren't where I expected them to be, but we can always, like I've been saying all week, pivot. Okay, so there we have this card, and it looks beautiful and easy. Just putting some DSP on, stamp a couple times, and you're done. All right, time to move on. Now the next one, I was really, this is the one that made me giggle because I just had so much fun making it. So this one has the real red base. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that is scored and use my bone folder. Okay, then we have some DSP. Again, well, not really DSP. I'm sorry. It's not DSP. We have white that's going to be here. And this, all like I said, all the dimensions will be on my blog. And I'm going to put this on here. But first off, I want to do a little bit of splattering on the blue. And I don't want to get it everywhere. So hopefully this is going to work out since you're right there. Oh, yeah, it works. Okay, so I'm going to lay my card in here. And I'm going to use the white craft ink, and I'm put it in one of these containers that, you know, we always empty out, and then we have it. I just want to add just a little bit. I'll show you here in a second because I did it to the side. I just put like a little bit on there. Then I'm going to come in with my water painter and squeeze some of the water into the ink because I want it a little bit runny. See how that's a little bit runny? That's how I want to do it. All right. So then if you watch, I want it to look like it is either snowing or having, what's the word? Stars. All right. Oh, that's even better than the last time. And then I have a piece of some water on the side that I'm just rinsing it off with a paper towel after the fact, so my brush doesn't go bad while I'm sitting here. All right. So that worked out really well. So for now, we're going to put that aside because I don't want it to smear. And I might have to come in, oh, that looks good already, with the heat tool, but I'm hoping it won't. It'll be dry by the time I'm ready. All right. So I cut a piece of, it's squared. I think it might be 2 by 2, might be 2.5. I don't know. It's on my blog, like I said. This is Cajun Craze, and I'm going to come in with a blending brush and the Cajun Craze ink and go over it because I like to bring out the embossing. And this was done with the brick and mortar. Look at how that just makes it pop out. I love that. All right, and then I have another piece, and I'm just going to do the edges to make it look more dimensional. These brushes are so nice. Okay. I know. I love the cards that look like they took forever, but they didn't. So this is going to be my, oh, I got white on my hands, my chimney. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of liquid glue because I don't want to get it on my table here, and just run it at the top like that. And then just lay this. And this also lets me move it a little bit before it totally dries. So this is my chimney. All right, so I'm going to put that aside to dry just a little bit. Then I'm going to bring in the a white again, and we have 2 Santas in this. So one of them looks like he's really excited and happy, kicking up his feet, and the other one, he still looks very happy, but his feet aren't all over the place. This is the one that I want. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Memento and just get half of him, because I'm only going to color the bottom part. So since my base is real red, we're going to use real red in the blends. And I need to color his pants and his boots and a little bit, well, mostly his belt, because this is supposed to be white. So we're just going to do the bottoms. Okay, and then his boots. And I'm using the black blends, the light black, even though when you look at this, it's not going to look like it's light, but it is. Okay, so I'm just going to get his belt. I don't know what it is about Santa that always makes me happy. Maybe it's because as I was a kid. And when we would travel from Illinois to Indiana on Christmas Eve, we were in the back of the car, and they would always say that Santa was in the sky. Can you see Rudolph's light? And we would just look and look and look. And of course, I mean, he was very magical and we couldn't see him. But it's a great memory. And then I'm using the Daffodil Delight to make the buckle look gold. All right. So I have that. You're going to go ahead and fussy cut him out, which I have done. And I'm just going to bring in my scissors. And I'm going to trim. I don't need his hands. I'm just going to go right here and trim him off. I know it seems like it's bad, but it's not. And I'm going to put him like he is coming out. See, still, it makes me laugh. And have him go inside of the chimney. So I'm again use the glue because that makes it a little bit easier to put on because we can adjust him. And put him like he's going down the chimney. All right, so this is going to get put on to here. And I'm going to go ahead and put tape on here now. Make sure the tape's all down. All right. Oh, and I forgot to do one thing. When I can do it real quick. When you're doing this, take your black marker and go around the edges because we cut it and, you know, it's hard to get right to the edges. So I'm going to just get rid of this white edge with my blend so that it looks more like we cut him right to it. That does not want to. There we go. So you just bring this in and do your edges. A lot of times I'll do this with my Wink of Stella because it really looks pretty. Pat showed me how to do that and I love it because it just adds that little bit. Would have been easier had I done this before I attached him, but now he looks a little bit more without a, you know, a white line. Okay, so this is going to go right here on the front. Isn't that cute? It's the little things, you know? All right, so then I have a 3/8 inch piece of a strip here, and in this set, it says a merry hello, and I just thought that that sounded like something that Santa would say. Dottie, don't say stuff like that. He might get mad at me. I love Santa. Okay. Oh, and I did not do that straight because I'm trying not to get my head in here. I'm going to just lean in a little bit. Sorry. But I want it to be straight. There we go. Much better. No, Wink of Stella is not black, but I do it to add a little bit of, what's the word? Interest. There you go. A little bit of interest to the card, and that's nice. All right, so I'm going to pop this up. So let me get my dimensionals. And I'm just going to use a whole strip that's at the bottom because it's there and I can do that. And put this on here. And then we will add some bling on the end. I just want to make sure this is dry before I add anything. So I'm going to put him aside and we'll work on the inside. All right. So now we have a piece of white cardstock that's going to go on the inside. And it's the same size as the one that I did underneath. Now, Miss Dottie, you're not going to be allowed back if you keep telling Santa bad things about me. That's not good. All right, so this time we're going to do the happy Santa that's like kicking up his feet and everything because he's really happy that he got down the chimney. Yeah. That's why I love you, Dottie, because you always keep me on my toes. All right, so he's going to go right here, and I will have to color him because I didn't cut him out. But that's kind of nice too, because we'll get to color him all, and we will not be cutting off his legs, which is good. All right, so since this is the base of Real Red. We want to use Real Red, which we didn't use him on the other one, so this works. Whoops, I want my blunt in. I love this one. I told you that this made me giggle. So we're going to color his hat. I like to do the outlines first because then I don't have to be so careful for everything else. So cute. All right, and then his pants. It's not a lot to color because he's got so much white on him. So that's nice. And his jacket. And of course, you would take your time and not go out of the lines. I'm trying not to. And then we just have this tiny bit of his jacket that doesn't have the white edge right above his belt. But that's it, okay, on the red. Then we have the, let's see what I want to do next, the black. And again, we're using the light because that makes it easy. And I think Santa has black gloves. I think. Does anybody know? I thought he did. I thought his boots and his gloves match. So does this get me out of the Santa doghouse by doing the whole body? Hope so. And start thinking about which card you want if you win. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do his belt. There. We just have to do his belt buckle and his face, and we're done. Yes, I think that he would be very happy that he made it down the chimney because it's all magic, right? There. All right, one more thing. We're going to do the olive on his face so he looks pretty, or not pretty, but you know what I mean. I'm always in a hurry, and a lot of times I'll color the whites of their eyes, and then they look like they're jaundiced. Oh, you know what else he needs? His ears. I'm assuming, no, that's the problem. Yeah, is that? Yeah, we're going to say those are ears. I think so. All right. Then we're going, I already stamped my tree because I wanted to be able to not have to fussy cut them out. And we're going to go ahead and do the color in the ornaments. That's the word. And we're going to do it the same as we did the first one because that's what colors I have out. So you don't have to buy a bunch of stuff, just take what you got. And instead of doing cherry cobbler, we're going to do the real red because that is what matches. Which color are you asking? Thanks, Pat. Which color are you saying? The tree is shaded spruce, if that's what you were asking. I would hope I'd be out of the doghouse. All right, and then the balmy blue for this. And the, not ivory, the crumb cake for the bottom of the tree. See? Pretty easy. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put him on here, this one. And it's just going to go flat because this is the inside. And I don't like to pop up things in the inside because then they just make it too bulky. So we're going to do that. Okay. And then we have the front that we're going to go ahead and put a white, let's see if I can find it. Yes, behind this. And hopefully this is dry. It almost looks like it is. It went really well. My first one got smushed because it was really wet. But I like having this have a nice white border. Wait. Don't put it down. Needs to come over just a tad. It is just a tiny bit wet, but not too bad. So this is going to go on the front. Let's do it like this. Thanks for helping, Pat. Okay, I'm just trying to get it straight. That still doesn't look straight. You don't push down. You still got a little bit of time. Let's start all over, shall we? There we go. There, that looks better. I just love this. Okay, and then this is on the inside. And then I don't know whether I put a sentiment on the inside. Yes, I did. So let's wait to put that in just in case I make a mistake. All right, so I'm doing Have a Holly Jolly Christmas, and I'm just going to bring in my markers. And I should have used, let me grab it, the Shaded Spruce. Shaded Spruce. Oh. Well, here we go. Because that matches everything else. Which is why I started buying Stampin' Up! Instead, because I knew that I could make everything match. All right, so I'm going to do Have in red. Make sure I am using, yes, real red. And then Jolly. Whoops, wrong one. Jolly. Okay. And then Christmas in red, because of course Christmas has to be in red. But I like being able to mix and match my colors. And then I'm going to do A and Holly, right? Holly Jolly? Yes, Holly Jolly. And then we're going to huff on it. And wait a second. My Jolly did not get down here. That would have been bad. Good thing I was looking. So we're going to do it again just to make sure. There we go. So I'm going to huff on it. Make it nice and moist. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I love that you can make it all different. You could even pop them, like cut them out and pop them up if you wanted. There's all different ways of making this work. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put adhesive on. Pat, you can go ahead and start doing the drawing so we can see who gets to pick which card today. I love that you girls get to have these and that you left them. All right. One last thing is that I want to put some Wink of Stella onto the ornaments to make them look shiny. Because you need to have the shine. Oh my gosh, this looks so pretty. See if you can tell the difference with the Wink of Stella. Can you see it? Can you see the sun? Let's see. I was hoping you could. Wait, I thought I saw it there for a second. Well, believe me, that looks very pretty. All right, so we have this one. Let me reach over here. This one. So who gets to be our winners today? Dottie and Gail. Yay! I did use two colors. I used the shaded spruce and the real red for the sentiment on the inside. Isn't that cool? All right. Oh, hey, Linda. I'm glad that you made it. You'll have to go back and watch it because look at how cute this card is. And then on the inside, he's all happy he made it down the chimney. And this one has the pretty ribbon in the back and then this gorgeous embossing folder. So I'm glad that you made it. You just missed the drawing though, bummer. Hopefully you can make it again next week. So Gail, do you know which one you want? I think you wanted this one, if I recall correctly. And Dottie, which one did you want? I have two of each. So if, you can always pick out which one you want. Just let me know. Yay. And we will do this again next week. I'm hoping to do another Christmas card. So just come back next week and we'll do it all over again. And hopefully I'll make something just as cute because this one just tickled me. All right. Well, I will see you and hopefully next week. Thank you.